Hello, welcome back to Drunk Storytime with Quefish. I'm Quefish. I am finishing a bottle of Barefoot Pink Moscato, and because my 16-year-old is like 17 feet tall, and they're the ones who initially put all the dishes in the cupboard when we moved, I couldn't reach any of my wine glasses. But I do have this amazing glass that says, I love Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Which always makes me laugh because it just looks like it says, I love Intercourse, Pa. Which is an awkward conversation with your father. I've never had it, but I assume it must be. And of course, it's not drunk story time without Chambord, right? Of course, right. So tonight, I'm gonna have myself a real good time. Okay. So, this story is called Sharp by MovesLikeBucky. Teening up, this is Cherubim Aziraphale. Aziraphale can have little sharp teeth as a treat. Crowley's into it. Inspired by fan art. So there are things in Aziraphale's true nature that Crowley doesn't know about. Today, in the bookshop, he finds out one of those things. So the author's notes say that one of MovesLikeBucky's friends, Doorway to Paradise, got an anon on Tumblr, and they did amazing art, which obviously I can't show you because I'm not a professional YouTuber and I can't do all of that nonsense. And so this is the story that she wrote for the art. Aziraphale is losing his patience. Crowley watched him from the sofa, continuing to haggle with the customer at the desk. Haggling, of course, was not what Aziraphale was truly doing. Haggling begets the notion that something will, inevitably, be sold. The man at the counter wants a misprint Bible. Oh, fuck no! Wants a misprint Bible. No one parts Aziraphale from his misprint Bibles. It should be noted that principalities are, at their core, protectors. Veritable dragons once they find something they enjoy. The archangels, capital A, would call it a character flaw. Crowley would call it amusing as all get out. His fussy angel in his bookshop, protecting his hoard as though glittering gold coins lined the walls, and not musty old books and the faint and lingering scent of mold that comes with them. The man insists price is no object. That this is a shop, and ergo, things in the shop should be sold. Aziraphale's asking price climbs higher. The man keeps up. Aziraphale has, in all the millennia that Crowley has known him, always been a thoroughly patient and giving individual. Not quick to anger, although maybe quick to bastardry, with a seemingly infinite well of patience and kindness for humanity. But now, Crowley clings to the back of the sofa, watching intently the way that Aziraphale's shoulders stiffen, the jump of a vein in his neck. This is an angel about to come unhinged, and Crowley wants nothing more than to witness it. Now see here, my good man, I have been more than reasonable. Oh, sorry. I thought that was Aziraphale. That wasn't. That was the customer. I'm going to rewind. Now see here, my good man, I have been more than reasonable. And I have told you repeatedly that it is not for sale. Aziraphale's voice has taken on a growling tone, one that Crowley is not used to, hasn't heard before. He leans further over the back of the chair, craning his neck to see better. Everyone has a price, Mr. Fell. I'm certain that I'll find yours. And I am certain you will not. The man's face goes white as a sheet as Aziraphale's aura shifts and changes, a golden glow surrounding him, a low rumbling snarl accompanying his every breath. What are you? The man asks in terror as he backs away towards the door. I am your worst nightmare, Aziraphale growls in a voice that contains multitudes. Now leave this place and forget what you have seen here. The man does exactly this, bolting out the door in fright. Crowley leans further over the he's gonna fall. Crowley leans further over the couch, trying to see what of Aziraphale's visage has caused this reaction. He promptly tumbles over the back and into a pile of limbs on the floor. The noise catches Aziraphale's attention, and he's by Crowley's side in an instant. All trace of anger in his voice have gone. Oh, my dear, are you all right? He asks as he helps Crowley to his feet. Crowley looks up to ask what the heaven has just happened, but is struck still. Teeth. One word. 5 letters. The only word Crowley can form at the moment. Aziraphale has great, sharp fangs, like those of a lion, and the slight growl is still audible in his breathing. A mane of holy light surrounds him, though it's quickly fading back into the ether. Ah, yes, got a bit carried away, I suppose. Teeth, Crowley says helpfully. Quite, Aziraphale says with a bit of annoyance, still gripping Crowley's arm where he's hoisted him back to his feet. Aziraphale pokes at one of them with his tongue, and Crowley does his best to not fall to the floor all over again. I don't enjoy them, you see. Reminder of my demotion. Demotion? Crowley says. Teeth? Crowley thinks. It's quite embarrassing, really, Aziraphale says around that mouthful of sharp and strangely inviting teeth. He finally lets go of Crowley's arm and brushes the dust off the demon's shoulders. Before the whole flaming sword business, I was a cherubim. Got demoted for giving it away, but one is always as one is made. I don't like to let that side of me out. Bit hard to put back, as it were. Crowley tries his best to wrap his mind around this, when all he can think of is letting himself be bitten by this sharp teeth, letting himself be held in that mouth and trusting that Aziraphale won't break his skin. Satan's sake, when did this become his thing? Just be carried around like a kitten. But Aziraphale doesn't like this part of himself, and that just won't do. Crowley wants to assure Aziraphale that every part of him is beautiful and worthy and wonderful. It's a process. They've been working on it together since the world didn't end. Seeing Aziraphale poised and ready to strike, protective in that particular way of his, is always one of Crowley's favorite things to see. The sharp and jagged teeth are a bonus, really, and Crowley knows he can find just the right words, something cool and flash, because he is cool and flash, to cheer Aziraphale up. I think they're neat, Crowley says in the least cool and flash way possible. But Aziraphale smiles that one particular smile, albeit a bit pointy this time. The one that comes with a softly uttered, "Oh," and that crinkles the corner of his eyes. The one that comes with a wiggle, as though the happiness is too much and Aziraphale has to shake just a bit to give it somewhere to go. All Crowley can do is laugh, revel in this life he gets to have and these new discoveries he gets to make. Even after 6,000 years, his angel is still full of surprises. "Well then, I think that's enough playing at shopkeep for you today, Dove," Crowley says with a snap of his fingers, locking the door and flipping the sign to closed. You'll notice that I had to switch voices right in the middle there. That was embarrassing. "I'd say I quite agree with that," Aziraphale says as he wraps his arms around Crowley and kisses him. "What say we retire upstairs?" Crowley says with a smirk and a hint of suggestion. "I hate to admit it, but I have more than a few ideas for how we can spend the afternoon." This was just cute. That is something that I've wondered about, because in biblical canon, they were cherubim who guarded the garden, but of course he's a principality, so he had to have been demoted. Anyway, this was just adorable. Because of course you picture Sheen with that mane that he's got going on right now, and now just like that mouthful of lion teeth. Just feral. Anyway, so this was Sharp by MovesLikeBucky, and it's fantastic and it's cute and it's funny. And thank you very much for joining me.